Hello, welcome to Across the Street to Wooden Park, the podcast where I talk to my mother and she tells me everything about her childhood and the way things used to be and how they were so much better. Isn't that right, Mom?
Well, I don't know if I'm telling you everything, but you're absolutely right about that.
Well, I don't
How
want to know
I well
everything.
how I well how I feel everything is so much better. Just because as an older person now I look back and I'm like, wow, it was great, you know. So
This is episode 13, and it's actually part two of our
trilogy,
trilogy of where we watch The Warriors, one of your favorite movies that kind
all
of
time favorite,
represents your childhood in a way.
and it's kind of ironic that I would select a movie like this to represent my childhood because I was young I was young when I saw this. And it's kind of hard to make that correlation, because I'm looking at older, I don't want to say older teens, but they look like they were in their early 20s maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still like not even a teenager, I think. Well, yeah, almost a teenager. But it's weird how this is the movie that I choose to
Associate with and relate to.
yeah. So can you see that too?
Yeah, and I think we're all singing now. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So it's on Netflix. If you
Yes.
paused with us last time, you should be able to hit play at the same point. But where we are, there's 53 minutes and 25 seconds left in the time code. So if
Okay.
people want to sync up with us, it's the scene where the warriors just confronted the orphans and they're kind of
And,
squared off
and they're
and
getting ready to toss a muscle. How do you say muscle tough? I
Molotov.
think Molotov.
Mazel tov
Okay.
is the Jewish congratulations. That's
And they
close
hardly
enough.
far from it, but
Okay,
it
so we're
sounds a
gonna
little bit like
pick
it.
up right where basically the Molotov cocktail hit a car, and we got a little fire going.
Okay,
53:25 left to go, so we're gonna hit it. I'm gonna count us down. Okay,
go ahead.
3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
All right, so that distraction for some reason is enough to let them
Hey,
escape.
well, that's quite a distraction.
Yeah, it's very car
A car just blew up
This is very cartoony. Why did they run around and still run after them? It's
because
kind of lame.
a car just exploded in front of them. Anything else can happen, you know. I mean, how do you run around that?
I mean, they were both like equidistant to the fire.
Yeah, but these guys already had an agenda that they were going to get away. The other guys are thinking of attacking them. But when the car exploded, it just pushed them back.
That was a smooth move. I just noticed right there when they're all running on and the girl runs on with them and the guy hooks
I think that was
her
Swan.
on. And now they're waiting on the train.
That's actually a poster picture, you know, the three of them, the way they were.
Oh, now they took one of the girls. This is where you would have followed along with them, right?
Yeah.
But you would have had your bus token ready, your train token.
I definitely would have had yeah, because I don't see me jumping the turnstile. That's not my style right there.
Did you? How much was the train when you were young? Do you remember?
I do remember 35 cents.
35 cents. And you had to get a token, right?
Well, if you were going to transfer, yeah. But I think it was 35 cents. And I actually looked it up. Either 35 or 60. Either way, it was still inexpensive. Well, for the times, I guess it was relevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, did you have, was it the same as today where it's like 2 hour
We
transfer?
didn't have a token. We had transfers. We had paper transfers.
Well, where's the
The
token? Somewhere in Chicago
the
there was
token
tokens.
was later on. Yeah, they were. Yeah, but prior to that, we had paper transfers with a map of the I guess the line that you were going to be boarding.
I remember the yeah, I remember the paper transfer with the hole punch.
Right. They use a little hole punch too. Man, these are some ugly guys.
They're really out of it. Do you think there's like some, they never talk about. Oh, do they talk about drug use in this?
No.
Do they allude to it? I don't know.
No. No. They do not.
What about when they were hanging out with the Lizzies?
I think, yeah, they were drinking and I think they were getting high.
Because when you look at those other guys, the rogues, you could get a sense that those guys are kind of tripping or out of their mind, maybe. Could you assume that or not?
It's safe to, they were just like, well, they were trouble. I mean, but they looked like they were out of it. They did look like they were out of it.
Uh-oh. Is trouble coming?
Yeah.
They're waiting on the platform. They're kind of just sitting ducks.
Suspenseful, yeah.
Really good.
But you know what I like? What I like about them that
Uh-oh.
they never. It's like they didn't get weak. They didn't show any fear.
Oh yeah, they had to keep their rep, and here they are now going toe to toe with the cops.
Oh man.
These are fairly athletic and well, in shape
They're
cops.
very fit. Yeah, they're very fit.
Not, who's are they calling for backup yet? Oh,
No, they're still chasing. I don't know if they ever did call for backup.
so also another point is that like the Warriors don't know any of this turf or area, so they really don't know these
Right.
stations. Which kind
And
of
these stations are very confusing.
yeah, but you would
Not
think
not as confusing as Japan though.
okay, here's this actor. This is a stand-in because the real actor quit. So this is a different guy, and they're not showing
So
his
that's why they
face.
don't show his face, right?
Yeah,
Was
and
this Ajax?
I don't think so. So then, to get rid of it, they just kill him here.
Oh,
Guess that was an express train because it didn't stop at the platform.
well, that's a good thing that it was an express train.
Wouldn't these trains have just stopped because of all the commotion and the police?
You would think they would have, but yeah, I don't get why they didn't. They just kept going, and at no point you never actually heard the police call for backup.
Yeah,
Even after somebody just fell on the tracks, as opposed to
yeah, they just tussled with them. And how come they never, I mean, would they have at some point, I don't know.
I mean, we can always speculate
Yeah.
everything, but
So
we'll take it
now
for what it is. Oh,
here's
look
the
how dirty
most
it is.
iconic, like even more iconic than the Warriors, the Baseball Furies, right? Like if people remember this movie, they remember the Baseball Furies.
Right, because even one of my coworkers told me that not too long ago he dressed up as one of the Furies for Halloween.
Yeah, that's a kind of popular costume because it's fun and
Especially
easy, but it's
this
so
scene right
scary.
here. This, yeah,
Seeing this
the chair.
again in HD, it actually is a really good looking movie. Like it's very cinematic.
Now, here's my thing. How long does it take these guys to put these costumes together, Let's say hypothetically, well, yeah, we're saying hypothetically. So you have to get ready to go hang out with your guys. You
Hmm.
got to put on all this makeup because this is part of the colors.
Yeah, so it's not so practical. So
No,
if
I
you
mean, look at the Warriors. They just got to throw on their vest
they actually
and
they
they're
gotta
good
take
to
a
go.
shirt off and then they put the vest on. Well, one of them, some of them do a lot more headgear and decoration. Well, maybe these guys
They even got
usually,
to put that lipstick, and it's just way too much
well,
work.
maybe they're also like a baseball team. Like Friday night, they play baseball. Then after, they just put
Yeah,
the
yeah,
makeup on.
I hardly doubt it.
Hardly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Which one is it, highly or hardly?
Highly.
Oh, highly, highly.
There you go. We're
But
learning.
they sound the same. Muscle tough. What is it?
Molotov,
Molotov, muscle tough, hardly, highly.
and it's hardly,
What is
not
it?
hardly.
Hardly.
It's not hardly like a motorcycle. You don't hardly doubt it. That would
Whoa.
mean you don't think your motorcycle is in good shape to get through the ride. You hardly doubt it. So now they're done running.
You get my drift, Tony.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
right there,
it.
they look like they're jogging in the park. They're going
Yeah,
for a
it's
run.
it's a it's a nice controlled run.
Right, they're not like breaking a sweat.
But then they decide to fight him. So the baseball fury is kind of because there's like 9 of them with bats,
You
and
said a bad word.
okay, I'll bleep that. There's 9 of them with bats, and they lose to like 4 guys. My mom's enthralled with the movie now. She's just staring at.
I am so sorry.
This is your chance to
Yes.
tell your baseball story, your bat story. Did you ever tell
Oh
that?
God, that was horrible. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it's something that I really try to kind of like put it behind me because did I ever talk about that? I don't think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Where I broke my ankle. While we were playing softball. I think I was like 11 or 12, and we were gonna go play. Well, we were gonna go play softball, but I had a cast, so I was a pitcher, and my sister was a batter, and she hit the ball and she let go the bat and hit me in the head. And I'm sorry, I'm like so into the movie. And I ended up with like 11, 12 stitches.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so that's actually not a cool story, but
So like 2 weeks after you break your leg or
yes,
ankle, then you're back in
yes,
the hospital.
yes, yes. Everything about it was wrong, and it
They
was in
must
the
have worried
summer.
about you guys every time you guys came in.
We were kids, you know, we were playing. I mean, stuff happens, you know.
So the Furies turned out to be all look and talk and no game. They're wimps. They got their butts kicked by 4 guys.
Well, because it's all show, you know. These guys walk around thinking they're the, I'm not gonna say a bad word, but you know, that just goes to show you these guys are not high in numbers, but they're, you know, well represented.
Okay, so New York used to look like this. It used to be dirty and grimy. This is the New York of the 70s and I guess early 80s. And now it's pretty clean and safe and tourist friendly and Disney. Um, do you ever want to see this old New York? Do you ever
No, no,
romanticize about it in any way?
no, no, because there's actually nothing appealing about this.
No, here's you and your friends.
Yeah, yeah, that's me and my girls hanging out.
These are
Now,
the Lizzies.
is it Lizzie's or Leslie's?
Lizzies. Don't don't add to it. Don't take your own baggage to it. Yes, they're all women, but they're the Lizzies.
They're Leslie's. Okay, they're
We
Lizzie's.
you don't have to put labels on people.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, so here's the trap that Ajax gets caught in. This guy's Ajax, the big guy. Was wasn't Ajax? How long is the brand Ajax been around? The house cleaner.
Oh, it's been around for some time now, before this movie.
Okay. Well, is he named after it, do you think? Does Ajax have...
Well, probably Ajax has a, it's not really a detergent. It probably means something. And we were talking about last time about how this female officer seduced this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And shame on me for saying that she had it coming, because nobody has it coming. So
Well, yeah,
do
you didn't. No, you
I do
didn't. You didn't
apologize
say. You
that,
didn't say it in that way, but I know what you were
yeah, but I
saying.
do apologize for being such a jerk, because regardless of whatever, nobody has the right to do something
Yeah,
that horrible to anybody,
yeah.
period.
But
That goes without saying.
it's a fair argument. Like
It
to
wasn't. It
no,
wasn't a fair
I mean maybe
argument.
not the way you said it, but like you could say why do people set up people? Maybe sometimes they catch criminals. Maybe sometimes they catch people who
Weak
make
people,
that one mistake in their life. You know, so.
and for him, that was it.
But he is a bad guy, so it's worth catching him in a way.
But I mean, okay, there's people that do. I mean, what makes him like such a bad guy?
Um,
Because
well,
he's in a gang.
he,
What did they do that's bad?
he
They
didn't
wanted.
he didn't pay for many train rides,
Okay.
and what if you saw these guys walking by with baseball bats in Central Park, 1 a.m. Friday night?
Um. Well, you can speculate they're gonna do something, but you can't assume. I mean, can they just be hanging out? It could be anything could be a weapon.
Well, in Chicago, we have that law, right? The rule about a few,
Congregating.
yeah, if there's how many people hanging out in a suspicious area.
Well, that's kind of gray right now. Where I think it was at one point maybe like three or more. But with so many things changing, the
Hmm.
dynamics are a little different.
But
So
the rule was if there's three or more
you could
people
disperse them, keep them walking.
hanging out in a kind of dangerous zone, you
Well, yeah,
it's
they call like a hot spot
yeah.
place where, right. Yeah, you disperse people, but times are changing, so
How many times does she have to blow the whistle before?
before they come out.
Yeah, her backup is kind of far behind, huh?
You would think they were closer,
They should be around behind the tree.
behind the right.
She's like whistling for her life.
And why is she still standing there? He's not going anywhere, right? He's actually pulling that and that's kind of dumb, because he's like trying to swing at her. Who knows? He probably could have had a gun in his pocket, or not in pocket, in back, behind his jeans, or a knife. Or oh man,
That guy's got some chin on him.
who is that?
Doesn't he
I
look
never saw
familiar?
that. Yeah, yeah.
You
Guys,
can't
can
go
you go
back.
back?
No, we're
That's
doing a
that's one
commentary.
comic-looking guy, right?
I
He
think
looked a little like Jay Leno.
I think this is a
Clear.
very important part of the movie. Even in his he's caught. There's nowhere for him to go. He still fights back. Like he still resists and lashes out. That probably, I could see. Look, there's Grace Papaya
I didn't see it. Oh,
right
there it goes.
behind,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or it
She
says
didn't see it.
Drinker Papaya. Do you think that's Grace Papaya? I don't know.
I do
96th This movie had
Can
no
they?
budget. If it's in
Right,
the
but
background, it's just in the
yeah, but
background.
can they still show like how some movies they cover the Coca-Cola can,
Yeah,
or turn the cereal box around, or give it a different name instead of Captain Crunch, it's Bozo Crunch.
yeah. So I searched Ajax. It's a Greek
Look,
hero.
they still look clean here. Wasn't she dirtier?
Clean
Her
it up.
eyes were all like, look at her eyes. Her makeup got kind of cleaned up. What's Ajax?
He's a Greek hero, a Greek god.
Why would they name a detergent after that? Because first came the detergent and then came the Greek god. So it's a powerful cleaner. There
Well,
you
that
go.
goes back to our story of this movie of it's based on Homer's Odyssey of the warriors having to go back home after their adventure and being cut off um, by other people.
Right. But I guess my question is, why would they name the scrubbing detergent after a Greek god? You know,
Well,
the
a lot
the
of stuff
cleanser.
is like that. Nike's named after a Greek god.
Yeah, but it's something that's athletic. This
Well,
is a household cleaner.
it's powerful.
It, it must be. It's not that
Yeah, well, you used
powerful.
a
But
ton
it
of it
pays.
in the tub every time. I remember you would overdo it with the Ajax. You would,
And the bleach.
yeah. It's amazing we got to grow up. You're making freaking dirty bombs in the bathtub. And these are some strong-jawed police officers in New York. You know, these are some fit, fierce-looking dudes. Oh, he's running right after him. Ouch.
Oh.
At any point, does a police officer take a gun out in this movie?
No, because they're not about violence. Because that's not the first tool you resort to.
I understand. I'm not questioning motives or tactics, but I'm just in the movie, like you would have seen it.
Unless you feel fear for your safety, but first you have to try and subdue.
I was recently watching Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Samuel L. Jackson was answering the phone, and he made a guy get off the phone, and then the police officer pulled his gun on him. And the phone rang, and Samuel L. Jackson had to answer the phone. So he said, if you're going to shoot me, but I got to answer the phone.
So did he answer the phone?
Yeah, he answered because they're
So
playing
what did the
that game.
police officer do?
He was just holding the gun at him and a little scared. So this movie, I think this is a hint at a homosexual character in this scene, right?
You
Rembrandt?
think?
Was that
Oh, is this the one you were saying that you felt was a little...
not yeah, Rembrandt, the artist guy? Not this guy with the curly hair, the guy with the little fro. A
The
little
other one?
feminine.
You
Yeah,
keep on
when
saying that.
when
I don't
he
see it though.
when he doesn't want to go hang out with the girls when they walk in, um,
Yeah.
he's
Maybe
kind
he
of
doesn't trust them. That lady looks scary.
oh they got 40s. See, look at it. He's kind of looking the other way. He's got a bit of a Freddie Mercury thing going on in his face too. Oh, there,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's a joint.
there they go. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, we can dig it. Oh my God, this is so 70s.
So a lot of great hairstyles in this room, right?
Some of my friends, their hair looked like that.
Not yours?
No, not mine. Mine was really straight. But I had friends with hair like that. See, did you notice that about the hair though?
Hmm.
They had very, very stylish hairdos, from the guys to the girls. No one person, I mean, they didn't try to look alike. They each had their own individual, unique style and look.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he has feathered hair, and then he's got his fro going.
And these are all perms, right?
These are not perms.
What
I
is it?
don't think so. That's just curly hair that brushed out, I think. Oh, maybe it is perm. I don't think so, though.
Now the dialogue in this is so cheesy, but is it good? Is it cheesy? Is it authentic?
I think it's authentic. I think it's a good setup. I think they want the guys to just relax, chill, and you know get to that point of moment of weakness, and then they're just gonna do their thing where they're out to kill them, because obviously everybody suspects that these are the guys that killed Cyrus. And they have a good thing going until one of them catches on to, to what they're up to. So, what do you think?
I get it. I don't know. I know. I got it. I'm following.
You see these two walking on the tracks, and that would scare the heck out of me, because there's rats all over the place there. Do you know how gross that is? It
See,
smells like urine. It smells like rats. There's everything you could possibly think of there.
but see, now I'm going back into my university days of film studies, and I'm thinking this symbolizes them being below the surface of society, and they're kind of the rats of society. Other people might think of them as dirty and filthy. They belong in the train tracks and the sorters.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I actually didn't see that. I just saw them as trying to hide from everybody,
Yeah, but
and
see,
looking for.
they ran in there and they feel comfortable. But the police officers didn't go after them because the police officers represent what's, fine, upstanding society, and they wouldn't go down into the filth. But they can because maybe that's how their class is,
Right.
or
Well,
that's what they feel like.
Tony, I beg to differ, because I actually ran on tracks, when I was working.
I'm talking about movie
So,
symbolism. I don't mean to insult you if you had to go on the train
oh,
tracks all
okay,
day.
because yeah, so okay, well,
You just said you wouldn't
you,
want to go down there because of the rats
I
and the
didn't. I
filth.
mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to, but I had to.
You went in the subway?
No, it wasn't a subway. It was an open track.
Okay, everybody's walked along open tracks. That's different.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Everybody.
I've done it. Julie's done it.
Julie has never done
She
that.
did it with me.
Really?
Yeah,
Why would you take her on the tracks?
because it was a quicker way to get home from Kilbourne
That
Park.
is stupid.
I know it was stupid, but we were young and dumb.
Yes.
So everybody does it. Don't stand by me. They walk on the tracks. Again, that movie you haven't seen.
No, I saw some of it. I really haven't told myself this is something I want to
But
see.
not in a lot of movies do they walk on the subway.
That's true.
Because this is, to them, that's kind
But
of where they fit.
that's an interesting analogy that you made of who they are and where they fit in society.
Yeah, even in the filth they can make out.
But even, they're making out, but he still doesn't even want her. Because he sees her as like the lowest of the lowest.
Hmm.
And this is where she tells him, "You're no better."
Maybe he has aspirations. Maybe he wants to go to college, get into hotel management, learn
Or maybe,
computers.
or maybe he just doesn't want to walk on the subway tracks anymore. He wants to be able to walk down the street. You know, he left her there.
Yeah.
He left her. That's not cool.
So I think we're gonna end our thing after this party, maybe at the gunshot.
These are some scary ladies.
So you're gonna get ready to pause within the next 10 or 15 seconds.
Yep.
So
I'm
Rembrandt is
telling
still
you.
suspicious.
Well, yeah.
I,
Well,
I would,
there's always got to be somebody looking out.
when we're recasting this movie, I think I would use Justin Bieber to play Rembrandt.
You really want Justin Bieber to be in this movie, huh? He looks more like you know who he looks like? Seinfeld. Look, look, look.
Well, Jerry Seinfeld's not going to play this character in our remake.
Oh, and that's Christina Aguilera, the blondie one.
There you go. I don't think you know any actresses under the age of 30.
Tony,
I don't know. Could you name
I
one?
have, no, and I haven't listened to modern music in the past 20 years at least. And I don't know any new actresses or actors. Oh, there's that girl's, um, okay, disregard.
Okay.
She looks like she has a
Here it
toothache,
comes.
doesn't she?
When are we going to stop it?
Ooh, stop,
Stop?
stop.
Okay. We paused it with 25:12 to go.
Okay, got it. And did you see what just came out? A gun.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we were talking about that.
Yeah,
We
we're talking
didn't see
about
any guns.
I said the police
The
never
only
pulled a
gun.
gun. We've seen a couple guns already.
Well, no, we saw the gun when Cyrus was killed.
Yeah.
Which other gun was there?
No, that's it. But I'm saying like maybe that's an interesting point too. Maybe it's strange. I don't know why you never see the guns from the authority figures.
Because you're not supposed to pull your gun out.
But this is a movie, you know what
Well,
from
because they're showing. Okay, go ahead.
like if you we're supposed to sympathize a little bit with the gang, right?
Because you don't want them to get hurt.
Right. So if you make the police officers use the guns, it would make them more intimidating, right? And maybe it would make you say like, "Oh no, don't do that," or "That's not necessary," right? It would
Right.
build more sympathy.
But this is a gang movie, so there is no sympathy.
But no, we do. They're the protagonists. We empathize with them a little bit.
Because they're struggling to get home.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your take so far where we're at?
I'm just saying a lot more because I've seen this a few times. Now I'm trying to see it critically to see what it says. If it's not just a cool movie, but it says a lot of things, maybe.
I've seen this a lot of times. And I feel that every time I see it, I always see something new, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I would have liked to have seen more movies like this, just because I like this movie. Um, it's entertaining, you know, it's I don't know. I can't even begin to explain how I feel about it
Well,
because I
that's
like it.
because I think that goes back to the original point of you have a strong relationship with this movie because of
But
the
this,
time and the place.
but this shouldn't even be a movie that I should have a connection with
But no, because
because
I do think so. That's what I'm getting at. Like you could probably draw a lot of themes and ideas from this movie. Ideas about
why can't I
class.
relate
I
more to the Brady Bunch?
Because you weren't the Brady Bunch.
No, we weren't. Right.
You were
Damn.
the warrior.
Damn.
This is more relative
But
to you than the
we
war.
were not the rats walking in the subway.
Mom, but that's an extreme example. But the point is, like, you growing up were not the Brady Bunch. You were of
But
a lower class, and you
I
didn't
always
have as
wanted to
much.
be Jan.
Yeah, and so does Swan. He wants to move up, and he tries to cut away from the girl. But that's the point. That maybe this is why you relate to this movie so much, because it's this feeling of being an outsider, the feeling of having to stay at your home, and when you venture out, you're in a place that you don't feel so comfortable, or people are looking for you or looking at you, and you feel
But
more
I
comfortable
was
with the people who look like you.
right. But I don't think I was ever. and I'm not just saying, I don't think I was ever really uncomfortable with being different. And to this day, I'm still not uncomfortable.
Good.
And I feel like I carry the Guatemalan flag on my forehead, a
But
tattoo, because this is who I am.
but Mom, that's not different. There's millions of other Guatemalans. That's the point. You're not your own different self. You're part of a crew, like the Warriors are part of a crew and wear their flags. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
You know, if you're the little Guatemalan gang, then there's a little Mexican gang, and a little Puerto Rican gang, and a little El Salvadorian gang. You're all a bunch of gangs who are separate from the main society. So in some points you guys should work together, but in some points you guys can't.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel that looking back now, why didn't I latch on to something else?
I'm telling you why.
I know you're telling me why, but this is probably not a very good example.
It's a great example.
But these are
It's
people,
not a pretty and nice, but it's a real example.
because like you had said one time, I mean, it's not like a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's got its big flaws, and it's sometimes corny and sometimes cheesy, and seeing it on a big screen recently shows all those flaws.
Yeah. I told you that at work for Christmas 2 years ago, we did a grab bag, and I put on my list that I wanted the Warriors DVD. And I was so happy. Not only did I get it, I got the director's cut. I don't know what that means, but, but I guess it's a good thing. So, I mean, I got all three things that I listed on my wish list, but, I'm like, oh cool, I got my movie again. I think I have about 4 or 5 of them somewhere in the house, but I think right now for the first time, I'm wondering why, you know, why couldn't I look at other shows
Because
to identify with?
it's not about that this movie is entertaining, because there's tons of other entertaining things. It's about
Feeling
relating.
comfortable with this?
Yeah, you know, Saturday Night Fever, uh, everyone remembers it as just a great soundtrack and good dancing and good cool clothes, but it's got a lot of other things going on in it.
Yeah, it has one of the guys got his girlfriend pregnant. I think he was 17, and
There's a
the
death
fe-
and
there's a dead. Well, he's the one that falls off the bridge,
yeah,
or
but
he.
it's
I
got
don't think he.
heavy themes in it too, you know? And that's what
The brother is thinking of leaving the monastery. I think,
I don't remember. I've never seen it the whole way
Tony,
through.
because Tony's the main actor, right? John Travolta.
I think so.
You know, Tony, I have to confess something about your name.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. It's not cool that I named you. Well, your name was always going to be Juan Antonio. But Tony, I liked it because it was cool at the time, you know? You know, Tony from Scarface, he was cool.
Yeah.
Tony Danza from Taxi was like super cool, you know?
Okay, so the first one's the
And
drug
then
dealer, the second one's the idiot.
Tony from Saturday Night Fever,
Hmm.
he's like way cool, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So,
I got a lot to
yeah,
live up to.
so I remember when everybody was like, so what are you gonna call him? And they're like, not Juan. And I said, no, Tony. They're like, why Tony? And I said, because I like Tony. They're like, no, you guys should call him Juan Antonio, hyphenated. I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. So basically my family was stuck with me because it was Tony. They're like, ¿Qué clase de nombre es Tony. You know, what kind of name is Tony? And I'm like, I like Tony. But there's a reason why I like Tony, you know. You know, Tony Montana and Tony Danza and Tony from Saturday Night Fever. So how cool is that?
Yeah.
Okay, don't look at me that way.
So
What?
join us next week as we close up our final finale of the trilogy. We only have about 25 minutes to go left, but I think we'll have more conversation about it too.
And your name?
Yeah, that's what it's about. So yeah, if you want to hear more of these episodes, go to acrossthestreet2woodenpark.com. There you'll find all the episodes. You can just hit play and listen.
Thank you for joining us. See
Goodbye.
you next week. Bye bye.